This is our next session, and it's Catelijne this time. Am I right?
Yeah.
Catelijne Verheer, Associate Professor of Ludovika University of Public Service, who will be talking about the future-proofing AI, strategic insights for ethical innovation and governance. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I will start with a story, and after that, an introduction of myself. So, how many of you are focusing really on responsible or explainable AI? Okay. How many of you are practicing in responsible or explainable AI? Not too many. Thank you for your interest in this case. This is the typical observation by me, because in most of the cases we are talking about ethics, governance by regulation that was represented here before me, but in normal cases these are just nice words. This is my question. Because in the previous World Summit AI that was in Montreal, in Canada, we had a very interesting conversation about this in the speakers' room. The speakers from different companies and organizations asked me, these are just nice words, ethics? No, this is not just nice words. Hopefully this is the clicker. These are not just nice words, but this is about our future in strategic way. How? I can tell the story with research, but be careful with the research word. It's sometimes just boring, but sometimes really interesting. So I want to show you what is the fun part of research and how can we learn from this. I'm coming from Hungary originally, but working with the European Commission, and we are focusing on strategic foresight. And we want to build responsible and explainable AI with practitioners, not really represented here, with experts, maybe partly represented here, and also with investors. So what is the point for us? When we start the research, we are really interested in how can we do that in an academic way, with academic rigor. It's really important in this case. Not just saying, okay, this is some kind of research, doing that, conducting that, and after that we have just nice words. No. We are really focusing on, for example, investors in this case, and also developers, asking them about the future, strategic foresight, but not in general way. What is your future? This is just about dreams or about, a desired future, not in itself. This is about the future by backcasting. This is a very, very useful or helpful method. You can ask your participants about their desired future, and they need to build this desired future step by step backwards. For example, let's imagine your desired future in 2050. Let's imagine. I give you a few seconds. What is the desired future for you, for your kids, for your grandkids? Okay? Now, if you are ready with this, normally this is 1 day or 2 days sessions with the participants, working on the desired, not just positive, but pragmatic future. And after that, they need to build this future, saying, okay, this is 2050. Let's find the best solutions in 2045 to this. And going just or coming backwards, 2040, 2030, and here we are. What we need to do to reach this desired future. Very useful, very helpful method, because the first part is just some fun for the participants, but after that, a real hard work. Not just about regulation, interest of politics and business, but about the real cultural, societal, wished or desired future. This is working very well. We have already published our paper about the details. What we have found, I would like to show you, this is really interesting. If you ask people this way, they can think out of the box. What we have found they can imagine a future where human or humanity is just a part of the nature, and the nature is collaborating with the technology. We are not a specific part, a different part, a third party in this case. No, we are just the part of the nature, and we have system around without nation countries. That was the expectation by the participants. Very interesting. I would like to show you another method. This is about individual-based strategic foresight. We asked people from all around the world who are working in AI and media together. We have already heard a lot about the disinformation and other kind of issues related to media. So we asked them from all world regions, and what we have found, they are not focusing on their knowledge, on their experience in detail. They are focusing on their hopes and critical thinking. They want to find a trusted AI this way. So what can they do? They can work with their beliefs and not the risks, uncertainties. In this case, it's really important. To risk, we can use some kind of assessment, like in AI Act. But if you are focusing on the future, for example, the next decades, there are a lot of uncertainties. So just the hopes and uncertainties, or beliefs and uncertainties, are available. Tricky part. The third one is the most pragmatic way to study the future. This is about horizon scanning. I love it because we can produce somehow scenarios for the future. This is also a participation-based research, asking practitioners and experts in responsible AI and explainable AI. What we have found, this is the best method if we want to avoid the over-optimism regarding the future. The previous two methods resulted in, yes, over-optimism, which is quite dangerous for us, really dangerous for us, without real critical thinking. But if you use horizon scanning, yes, focusing on this process, starting with an independent knowledge, finding the best experts, best practitioners from this field, and they are just individuals in a workshop process. They need to fight how they can imagine the future. This is my point, this is my desired future, this is my value, and so on. They have different cultural background, different religion behind, so different values. This is a diverse knowledge in this case. And after that, they can explore the key values for ethics and responsibility, and they need to find a consensus. The most tricky part. You can imagine people from different fields, economy, policy, technology, and environmental or sustainability fields. They have different interests, different values. The consensus is the most difficult. What was the result in this case? That was very interesting. The most problematic point is for them democracy. How can we follow the previous or classic democratic values? The other point is what will be available without AI? How can we imagine a future without AI in different sectors, in different experience? These were the key results for us. And finally, yes, we could build a very interesting model for this. This will be published soon. These are academic works, so it's very, very good because academic people are under the pressure of publications. So we need to publish. This is not about business secret. This is about the common value for us to learn from this research. Why important to work with strategic foresight? Because of white cards on the left for me, right for you, and black swan cases, on future scenarios. What are these? White cards are not really unexpected, but somehow predictable events, process, outputs, unlikely, but significant. For example, we can imagine a quantum accelerated AI. This is happening now if you are checking what is in computer science. It's amazing. This can be much faster than now in AI industries. However, there are black swan events. That was the pandemic story. And this can be another kind of case. But, very good example, when we can imagine this kind of future based on science fiction, Hollywood movies or something, but this is too far from us, too far in the future, unpredictable, unexpected, but widespread, dramatic consequences. So we need to find the best answer or best response for white card events, because this is available for calculation, this is available for predictions. But we need to be also well prepared for black swan events. If you are good at the methods, as we mentioned, horizon scanning or backcasting, and you are applying these, your company, your organization can be well prepared for this kind of events. Without the real academic and rigorous methods, these are not available for you as a knowledge about the future. Why important is this in case of the generative AI? Let's check this photo on the right side. Yeah. This is happening now in New York in public schools. You can see there a teacher and the kids with a computer. This is a specific GPT-based solution for the kids to work independently, and the teacher is just a facilitator in this case. There is no this kind of communication like here, talking to you, sharing my knowledge, and so on. No, the knowledge is coming from the computer, from large language models, and the teachers are well trained to facilitate the work for the kids, to mentor them how they can use this kind of technology. These kids are 8, 9, 10 years old. This is a pilot project right now, but for example, I have a kid, 2 kids, but the older one is 8 years old, and she is learning from different kind of voice assistants, GPT-based services, and so on. Why it's important? Because this is totally different socialization than it was previously. The roles in the society are completely changing, and the question is, who is responsible for this tool for the kids, the training for the teachers? And we are not talking just about education. You can see here how other sectors and industries are really involved. For example, fashion, healthcare, automotive industries, and so on. We are not just talking about bias systems, but also how this system can be sustainable. AI is really energy hunger story for us. If you are checking what kind of exhibition is available during the conference, you can see how different companies want to reduce this energy consumption and cooling the systems. Why important is this? Just check the case studies and the use cases. You can reduce your workload, and you can somehow increase your productivity with significant numbers, between 20–60%. If you are in education, healthcare, or legal sector. Why important is this? because we need proactive solutions. We attended in July to United Nations high-level symposium in open source technologies. Very, very helpful story for global thinking. How can we think not just in the black box, but in a glass box? Not just about business, but about governance. For example, Germany and Kenya and their governmental representatives presented their great solutions, representing also the global north and the global south. How AI can be open source in healthcare, in education, and public sectors. These are just floating questions now, but emerging like quantum computing. And the big question is, finally, can we trust the technology? But we are the technology right now. Okay, we are the part of the nature as well, as I already mentioned, but the technology as well. We are feeding the machines with this kind of research, with this kind of approaches. However, the big question is floating. That happened at Harvard Business School alumni conference in June. And the key question was, yes, do you trust him? But he is just a representative of the big tech or the accelerated technology. Yes, we can say by Malik, this is a co-intelligence. Very nice, nice words again. But who we are in these systems? Who can be the humanity in these systems? The question is, how can we build an open source and diversity-based system? So I just want to highlight one more thing. Yes, NATO also started to focus on disinformation issues, which is quite important. We had a very interesting high-level discussion about this in September. They started these projects intensively because this is about geopolitics as well. However, in parallel, the kids are working not just in the New York public schools, but everywhere from media, AI-generated media, and my kid can create based on this, just this response for me when I'm asking her, what do you think? Why we are similar? For example, our eyes, our nose, and so on. And she just draws something after saying, okay, this is about genetics. She is 8 years old, never learned about genetics. But they are learning from the machines. So the big question is, do we have just nice words? Or we are in a very intense progress to calculate with these nice words as our moral sense, individually and also collectively. Why important is this? The very last conclusion. Because based on research and based on collaborative research, like workshops and so on, experts, practitioners can work together and they can find what is the best way to build a diversity-based system and how can they add their real moral sense without real conflicts, because sometimes they are really conflicted. Comparing, for example, the organizational approach, the policy approach, public policy approach. We are talking about the business policy, but individuals as well. Again, if you have kids, if you have grandkids, or just kids around, let's imagine their future. Use the academic research or research to develop this field, and don't use just nice words. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we have time for one quick question.
Yep.
Yes, we have time for one quick question. Anyone? Ooh? No? Oh, yes, we do have a question over there.
I really, really appreciated your talk. So I haven't heard many people talking about futurism yet in context of AI. So kudos to you. I was wondering, this is a lot of academics. So do you also do these things within companies? And if not, I would love to talk to you after the session.
Very good question. This is about partly basic research and applied research, but we are focusing on expert-based research or expert research and also working with practitioners, because this is the only way to be independent. If you are independent in this case, you will have real responses. If you know the business interest behind, it's not the best. Even if you have somehow good collaboration with, for example, big world organizations and so on. However, you can use these kind of methods behind the scenes to find a balance in your working groups in responsible AI or explainable AI. But the academic rigor is critical in this case, because without this, you will have just nice words. Okay, thank you for the question.
Thank you very much. I think that we're out of time. Thank you so much to Catelijne. Thank you.
Thank you.